Good morning, students. Okay, so we are now on our last lecture, second to the last PowerPoint that I have prepared for your tour operation cycle. Okay, so please take note that you are going to use this information kung mag-draft na kamo sang inyong tour package for marketing. Okay, so aside from this presentation, I will still be uploading another one, and then I am going to send you a file sa inyong group chat. Please have it printed and let this be your guide para sa inyong output for the finals. Next week, I am going to give you your midterm exam, written exam, and then after this, we are now going to start working on your finals output. Okay, so let's continue. So the topic for today is tour operations cycle. Okay, so ang objective sang lecture is to understand the different processes involved in creating a tour package. So, makita nyo da karon kung ano ang mga kinahanglan ninyo nga agyan, ano ang kinahanglan ninyo nga i-undergo para maka-create kamo sang tour package. Now, remember that your tour package must be saleable. After ninyo maubra, importante nga dapat mabaligya nyo siya. Okay? Useless nga may tour package ka mo and then hindi nyo man niya mabaligya. For what reason? Maybe low quality, maybe too expensive, maybe wrong, ang inyong target market is not that, hindi amo na kadamo, right? Now, another one, objective is to learn the principles of tour costing. So, the accounting ini. Agyan tama nini later on as we go along. And then another one is compute for tour packages. Okay, so let's proceed. So tour operations, preparation and implementation of all activities within an itinerary, within a given time frame, within the estimated costs in order to meet the expectations of the paying client. Now, sa itinerary nga inyong i-draft, dapat ang activities sina nga inyo ginahatag or inyo ginag-draft is dapat sulod siya sa time frame. Kaginhambal ko man mismo before sa inyo that budget is very important. Useless nga may ara kamo sang tour package nga ginubra without asking the client sang ilang budget. Kay the moment you present it to them, possible nga i-decline nga daan. Why? Ay, sir, over budget kami, hindi na namon sarang. That is why, as always, remember first to ask kung how much ang budget nila per person for that particular number of days and nights for that particular destination. And then, remember to give everything in a given time frame. Remember, hindi lang kamo ang travel agency. Okay? So, most likely, nag-approach sa inyo ang guest because they know nga you can come up with a tour package in a given time frame, in a reasonable time frame. Now, kung inyo inaya pabaya-bayaan, ang client masaylo malang na sa iban. Possible yang ay mas mayo na lang dito sa pihak because they can give us a tour package within the given time frame. So please remember that one, okay? Hindi lang yung quality, time frame is very important because ang mga guests naton may ara man ni sila sang time nga ginasunod kung when sila ma-tour. And then so dapat it will require a preparation ahead of time. Especially if that's a big group. I remember may nagdala ako sa Korea sang 250 katawo, ang amo niya preparation is almost 1 year. Para nga, kung may ara man niya sang may mga glitches nga matabo at the tour, to ma-minimize na lang because naka-prepare ikaw. Okay? Now, ano ang tour operation cycle? Okay, so let's start first with the planning. Okay, so ang planning, gina-involve mo di ang imo nga client. Okay? You involve your client. Ano ang ilang gusto? Diin sila makadto. So please remember this one ha. This is very, very important, ang tour operation cycle. Okay, so number 1 is planning. You involve your client, you involve your guest. Usually, this is an informal meeting with the guest. Mamangkot ka lang, ma'am, pila ka mo tanan, nagakuha ka lang sang all the detailed informations. Ma'am, pila ka mo tanan, pila ang bata, pila ang budget, ano ang destination, ano ang hotel nga preferred ninyo, how about the meals, transportation, ang inyong visa, documentation, kami man bala ma-process, etc. After that one, we have the contracting, and then the costing, and then the quotation. So tatlo ini together. Pwede ini guys ma-interchange because kami ang ginauna namon after the planning, we do first the quotation. Right? We do the quotation first. Now, ang quotation is free ina nga ginahatag sa client. Kag wala ina sila sang responsibility nga mag-okay sa imo nga quotation. Diri ka dapat mapasikat sa imo nga quotation. Dapat ang imo quotation, wow kanami gid. Yes, amo na ning kwaon namon, barato and at the same time quality, we feel nga makuha gid namon ang ano na worth sang amon nga kwarta. Very nice quotation. And then after we do the costing, how much? Pila ang tanan-tanan. Once mag-okay ang client, we do the contracting. So we sign the contract or we sign the memorandum of agreement. Remember, needed gid naton nga may contract kita or may memorandum of agreement because dira kita mabalik later on if anything goes wrong. In case, for example, may cancellation, dira ka mo mabalik. In case, for example, force majeure, may ara sang mga hindi madayon, ano ang ginistoryahan ninyo? It has to be well written in the contract. And sa inyong final output, I will also be requiring a contract. Okay? Para sa inyong guest. Okay? So, the actual working in the travel agency. Okay, next. After sina, we do the reservations. Okay, so una naton nga i-reserve is ang aton nga airline. Okay, importante. First gid naton nga i-reserve permi ang aton nga airline. Why is that? Because ang costs sang airline may go up or may go down as the travel date approaches. Ang ginatawag naton nga non-guaranteed until final booking. For example, nag-quote ka subong, round trip Manila to Hong Kong, $120. Pagkatapos, gin-quote mo na. After quote, nag-contracting ka na. And then during the reservation, ang $120 mo, naging $150 na because nagtaas na ang airfare. So, you have to go back na naman liwat mag-quote. Right? That is why dapat ang reservation after sa contracting maka-reserve ka na gid. May ara man kita ginatawag nga non-guaranteed reservation daw pencil booking lang anay. Actually, kung ikaw is an accredited travel agent sang isa ka airline, they will allow you to book a plane seat sa ilang system without paying, pero may ara kita ginatawag nga option date. Okay, so what is an option date? Ang option date, in layman's term, is what we call the deadline. Okay, so kung hindi mo madeposituhan ang imo ginbook nga plane ticket or ang imo nga reservation within the time frame sang option date, it will be auto-canceled by the system. Now, kung ma-auto-cancel na siya sa system, there is no guarantee that you will be given the same rate. Possible that they can give you a lower rate, the same rate, or chances are higher rate na ang ila ginahatag because ang booking class, sinang airline ticket nga ina, ubos na. Fully utilized already. So we have to move sa isa na naman ka higher nga booking class. Okay? Now, field operations, accounting, and then evaluation. So please sa inyong final output, I need to see all of this. Okay? That is why after the midterms, I will be giving you enough time to work on your final outputs. Why? Remember nga, diragid ako makuha sang majority sang inyong grade sa inyong final output. Okay, continue. Now, sa planning, okay, setting objectives to be achieved. So customer satisfaction, destination or community endorsement, financial objectives, organizational promotion. On top ini sang imo nga pag-istorya sa imo nga guests, right? So ano ang objectives sang pag-ubra naton sang aton nga? Ano ang objectives sang pag-ubra naton sang aton nga tour package? Okay. Dapat ba lang ang mga client naton masatisfied? How about the destination? Ano ang financial objectives naton? Pila ka percent ang ilang payment ang dapat naton ma-utilize kag pila ang mabilin sa aton as our profit. And then the organizational promotion. Okay. Contracting, the process of negotiating with the suppliers for the most favorable rates and conditions. Okay, so contracted rates, discounted rates from the supplier. So please take note ha, sa contracting palangadaan, hindi lang kita nag-contract with our guests, also with our suppliers. So sa contracted rates naton, these are the discounted rates from the suppliers. Now, for example, ang published rates sang one night nga hotel sang let's say Marco Polo, Manila or Marco Polo Ortigas is 8,000 per night. Pero sa contracted rate, they will only give you at 5,000. You sign the contract nga okay sa tanan nga mga bookings nga isulod ni Amazing Discoveries Travel and Tours per night, we are only giving you 5,000 per night as part sa aton nga contracted rate. So contracting ina. And tanan naton nga mga rates nga discounted nga makuha sa aton mga suppliers, when you are operating a travel agency, we call them contracted rates. Okay? Next, sa costing. So, process of determining the cost of the various components, activities or service included in the tour package depending on the number of passengers availing the package. Okay? So, diri sa atong nga costing stage, dira mo gina-determine kung ano ang mga various component kag kung ano ang cost. Okay. I-determine mo dira kung pila ang imo nga let's say hotel. And then pagkatapos, i-determine mo also kung pila ang cost sang imo nga transportation. The moment nga mag-abot ang imo mga guest up to the time nga idulong mo sila waliwat sa airport. I-determine mo also kung pila ka ang cost sang meals nga imo ipakaon sa imo mga guests. How many meals in a day at a budget of how much per meal. Okay? I-determine mo also kung pila ang imo nga mga land arrangements, ang entrance fee sa mga tourist spots, ang entrance fee sa iba ninyong mga kaladtuan. Pila ang imo ibayad sa tour guide? How about sa coach driver? So tanan ina, you have to determine. So sa costing ina. Later on, I will give you an example. Isa-isa honta ni. Isa-isa honta para nga may ara kamo sang idea. Okay? Next is the quotation. So ang cost plus profit. Usually prepared for ad hoc package. So ano ang ad hoc package? Amo ni ang mga ginatawag naton nga mga FIT naton nga mga packages. Okay. Prepared based on a minimum number of participants in accordance with the specific activities, inclusions, and requirements of the clients. Okay, so later ipakita ako sa inyo kung paano mag-ubra ang quotation based on the number of clients, activities, inclusions nga aton nga nakuha sa guest. Now, for regular packages naman, called confidential tariff, which is a listing of a products offered by the tour operator with a corresponding prorated cost and concession based on specific or projected number of participants. So for regular packages, amo ini usually kung mga big groups na ini, may ara na lang kita ginatawag nga tariff. Okay, so ipakita ko man sa inyo sample tariff sang mga packages nga ginagamit namon sa travel agency para you will have an idea on how to make your own tour package later on. Now, let's say for example, Ari, paano magbasa sini? Okay, so hotel name natin for example is Boracay Regency. Boracay package, Boracay Regency, 3 days, 2 nights. Guys, this is a per person rate naton. So for 3 days, 2 nights, kung twin sharing siya, you pay 8,900. Pero kung triple sharing siya, you pay 7,200. Pero kung mag-single supplementary siya, meaning isa lang siya nga magamit sang room, ma-additional ikaw sang 2,300 para sa imo nga cost. Okay? Same as with the 4 days, 3 nights naton nga booking, or same as with the 4 days, 3 nights naton nga tour package. Now, reservation, amo ni ang ginahambal naton that the process of placing advance request for available services at some time in the future and obtaining confirmation of this. Amo na ang ginahambal ko nga once nga mag-okay na ikaw with your guest, you need to make reservations ahead of time because no reservation, no confirmation of booking. Kag kun wala ikaw confirmation of booking and then gin-commit mo na ang imo nga rate, gin-commit mo na ang imo nga rate sa imo nga guest, and then pagkatapos nagbago ang rate, how are you going to change your quotation again? Most likely ba si ang guest mag-back out na, ma'am, di ba na-agreehan ta na amo ni nga rate, tingaan nagbaylo na naman. Amo lang daan amon budget, naka-budget na kami. That's why gani nagkadto kami sa inyo because nakapa-quote na kami and then naka-request na kami isang budget. So, it is not a very good nga pabaylo-baylo ikaw sang rate. That's why before ikaw maghatag sang imo quotation, dapat fix mo na. Dapat na fix mo na ang imo nga reservations. Okay? So, mga ginatawag naton nga advanced reservation. If you are a accredited nga travel agent, usually you can make a reservation bisan wala pa sang payment, pero may option date ka lang nga ginatawag. When you say option date, amo na ang kaginagin mention ko nga deadline. Nga dapat ma-confirm mo na sa airline or sa hotel kung hasta when ang deadline nga dapat mo mabayaran. Okay? Now, field operations, the actual delivery of the services and all the activities of the travelers from the moment of arrival to the time of departure. Amo na ni ang actual naton gid nga tour. Okay? So the actual tour na nagakatabo, the moment nga sugaton ang imo guest sa airport until the moment nga idulong na naman sila for their departure. Now, it shows how effectively the preparations in the office have been done. That's why sa inyo, that's why I told you, right, nga sa amon diriya, whenever we have a big group, we usually prepare ahead of time, way ahead of time again. Sometimes, ginahambal naton ang mga 6 months, nag-process na kami, and we have the timeline. May ara kami sang timeline nga gina-follow. Okay? So, we follow saan o kami ma-process ang visa. If it has to be lodged 3 months before, nag-lodge kami 3 months before. What if ang airline namon deadline na, we make first a deposit sa airline, and then we follow the hotel, and then pagkatapos, ang mga food and mga land arrangement later on na ina because constant na yang ilang presyo. Wala ina yan nagabago. Okay? Now, accounting, the collection of payments from clients, paying the suppliers, as much as possible, this is done in advance because ginatawagan naton, no payment, no confirmation of booking. Pwede nga ihatag sang imo supplier sa iban ang imo nga slot in case nga wala ikaw sang payment nga ginhatag para sa imo nga supplier. Okay, evaluation, comparing the actual results with the objectives set during planning, financial result through profit or loss, customer satisfaction through feedback from clients. Okay. Now, tour planning, developing a package that is customer focused. Okay. Number 1 first is you need to do the client profiling. Ano nga klase sang guest ini? Family, barkada, group of doctors, let's say for example, reunion trip. Now, next is the destination requested or proposed. Din sila makadto. International or domestic. Kung international, diin. Kung domestic, diin. Ang duration nila, how many days and nights? 3 days, 2 nights, 4 days, 3 nights, 5 days, 4 nights, etc. How about the category of accommodation? Budgeted, 3-star hotel, luxury accommodation, meal plan. Siyempre, ang breakfast, hindi na natin pag-i-include because included na inaya sa hotel booking naton. Pero ang iya nga lunch, are we going to provide a lunch? Ma-provide kita dinner? Or breakfast lang gid and then they eat on their own? How about the sightseeing or activities requested or suggested? Ano ang ilang mga activities nga gusto kadtuan or gusto obrahon? How about the mode and class of transportation? Are they taking Cebu Pacific, AirAsia, Philippine Airlines? Matrain sila? Or private transportation? How about the ancillary services? Are they going to get travel insurance from us? How about their passport, documentation, visa? Ang guide and tour escort, needed bala nila sang tour escort or local tour guide lang? And then, ang number of free of charge. For 20 paying, pila ang free of charge nga ihatag? Ano ang inclusive sang free of charge? Okay? Don't worry, we are going to isa-isa this one sa pag-ubra sang inyo nga tour package output. Okay? Okay, so contracting considerations, the class type of service ang room, taxes, insurance, fees, and service charge, applicable concessions, validity of the contracted rates, reservation procedures and conditions, cut-off period, deposit payment, form of payment or ang credit line, and then sa costing na sa aton nga tour package, right? The cost of a package, remember, is always on a per person basis. Hindi ni siya yung per couple or per family. Per person gid na siya. Types of cost in a package. So fixed cost remains constant regardless of the number of passenger. Ano na ang mga fixed cost? For example, okay, so ang airline ticket, fixed cost ina. Because duwa ka mo or tatlo ang malakat, ang airline ninyo, you will be charged individually. How about travel insurance? So fixed cost man ina because duwa or apat or anong ka malakat, ang inyong travel insurance is also charged individually. Okay. Now, variable cost, on the other hand, depends on the number of projected or proposed participant. Let's say, for example, hotel room. Siyempre, kung duwa ka mo, lain man niya ang rate sang hotel room because pwede nyo i-share nga duwa ang hotel room. Kung tag 5,000 per night siya, kag duwa ka mo, then ma-cost na lang siya 2,500 per person. Pero kung tatlo ka mo, i-divide nyo naman ang 5,000 into 3. Maximum of 4, for example, kung quadruple sharing, so you divide it into 4 na naman. Right? Okay. So various components of a tour package. So transportation, yes. So cost by air, sea, or land from origin to destination and vice versa. Transportation costs by scheduled air, sea, or land transportation companies are always based on a per person fare. Okay. Chartered transportation, on the other hand, is prorated. So prorated cost, the total cost of the vehicle is divided into a predetermined number of passengers not exceeding the vehicle's capacity and within its break-even load factor, which is 50 to 60%. Example, the regular fare for Manila Baguio via Victoria Liner is 495 per way and its capacity is 50 pax. If a group of 40 persons charter the bus going to Baguio and its total cost is 12,000, how much will be the cost of each passenger? Okay, so kung tag 495 siya, right? tag 495 ang isa katawo. So kung sa regular cost siya, 495 times 50, that would be 24,750. Pero kung ang 40-person chartered the bus going to Baguio and its total cost is 12,000 per way, how much will be the cost of each passenger? So ang 12,000, you divide it into how many? Into 40. So 300 pesos. Right? So amo sina naman niya kung mag-ara ikaw sang prorated nga cost. Okay. So transfer cost, cost of transportation to and from a destination's gateway, airport, seaport, or bus terminal to the lodging facility. From also can be from one point to another in the destination. Always prorated except if the transfer is by regular airport shuttle. Baggage handling fee to porters are not usually included. Sightseeing tours, combined cost of the following: transportation within the sites to see, entrance fees or cost of the activities, cost of snacks and or meals, cost of guides, services, including guides, transportation, meals, and sometimes accommodation if necessary. Okay, sa accommodation naman, cost of lodging and meals served within the accommodation facility depends on the number of person occupying the room and then computing for room rate. Okay. Amo nang ginhambal ko kagina ha. So kung twin or double siya, for example, shared by two people, cost is divided into two. So example, twin room cost is 48 per night. So the cost per person is how much? $24. Okay. Now, if a single person doesn't want to share a room, there is a single supplement charge representing the difference between a half twin and a single occupancy room. Example, single room rate at Hotel La Corona is $42 minus 24 because it divide 2, so 18. So ang single supplement is $18. Okay. Now, for a triple room rate naman, cost of a twin room plus extra bed divided by 3 person. Okay, so ang extra bed in Hotel La Corona is 12. So 48 plus 12 is 60. So 60 divide 3 is 20 per person. So triple rate is $20 per person. So there is a triple reduction of $4, right? Okay, so a rule of thumb, in most cases, the more person use the room, the lower the price will be. Okay, meals. Meals in accommodation establishments are always based on fixed cost. Okay, so outside meals are usually less expensive. However, the cost of transportation to and from the hotel may increase its price. So useless dito pa kamo makaon sa layo pero ang inyong transportation will cost you more. Hindi lang na pati ang inyong traveling time. Sa imo nga pagkadto sa restaurant nga layo para makatipid ikaw, naging mas mahal ang outcome because ang imo nga transportation cost plus ang inyong time traveling. Para dito sa restaurant nga dapat kung dili ikaw sa medyo lapit na gaon, mas mahal lang gali sang few dollars or few pesos pero convenient man niya sa imo nga mga guests. Okay. Tour escort, cost of in the accommodation, transportation, meals, tours of the person accompanying the group from origin to destination and vice versa. They apply all applicable concession and then they always prorate. And then of course, converting into Philippine peso, do not forget nga may fluctuating kita, right? So dapat may ara ikaw sang daw liway nga ginabutang, especially kung ang imong tour package naga-cost sang US dollar, sometimes it may go up or down. That is why dapat may ara ikaw nga what? May ara ikaw nga leeway or extra to cover up the fluctuation, okay? Now, they allow a small allowance for currency fluctuation. Okay, so amo na guys, but I will still be going back diri sa tour operation cycles naton because isa-isahon ini naton and I will be giving you some example for each processes para you will be guided sa pag-ubra ninyo sa inyo nga output. Okay? So that would be all. And again, thank you so much. Good luck on your midterm exam.